PYX 106, Quinn and Cantera.
It's 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Paul Harding from Martin Harding Mazzotti on the phone.
What's happening, Paul?
Hey, good morning, guys. Not too much yet.
We were talking off air earlier this morning because I saw this chart. I think maybe we're at Vox. Basically,
the combined market share of the two largest companies in many industries has grown in recent years, often because of these mergers.
Monopolies. There are 4 companies that do 97% of the cat food business. That doesn't seem right.
I think it's even one company has like 90 or 57%. It's amazing.
We say that because the story we want to talk to you about is Apple basically dominating the App Store. I actually didn't even know you could shop anywhere else besides the Apple App Store.
Well, they got the other one, Paul. They got the Android. Welcome to the show, by the way.
Yeah, no, lot going on there. I mean, and we look at this stuff, and we ask the question: hey, is Google a monopoly? Right? I mean, who does anything else really? And the answer is no. It's the preferred method, but there are many other internet providers, and such is true with everything you just described. As they get closer to hitting 50 or 60 or 70% of a market, that's when the government steps in and says, listen, are you guys in such control that you are really are you fixing the price? Is the price going up and quality going down? Do we have to come in and break it up? I mean, classic, right? Rockefeller's Standard Oil or Carnegie Steel. I mean, those were the big ones that they said, we're going to break these companies up because
Clear
you guys
Channel
are just...
Communications.
Bingo. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but does the government ever do that anymore and step in and break ththings up?
Sure. No, they absolutely do. I mean, AT&T, was one again, fairly not in terms of 10 or 15 years ago, broke them up. What it doesn't do is allow. We'll see this even more because they're more proactive, where companies are looking to get together and they say, okay, you got to get approval. The Time Warner, AOL deal, and things like that, and they're just concerned that if they're too powerful, too big.
We're paying $10 an app or something.
Sorry. So what would happen if I wanted to set up an app store?
Yeah, well...
Apple come and squash me?
They'd squash you. So what they've done is they've set up the technology that you're going through the App Store for an app on their phones, and they're really exclusive on that. But they're saying, listen, guys, we're the pipeline, meaning we don't create apps. All we do is allow outside developers to come in and sell their apps, and, of course, they get 30%. Who knew? So if you get, if it's $3 a year, well, they get 90 cents. Per year from you.
So this is America, and that's a capitalist thing to do, and they wouldn't sell it as many.
Yeah, but would they
Apple.
prevent me from selling my app store on the Apple App Store and at Cantera's App Store? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
would they then be the dictator in that situation? It just seems crooked.
Yeah, can you sell them at both? I don't know.
Well, at this point, we're going to find out. The court sort of is kind of split. We can tell that there's no, when looking at the questions that they asked at the Supreme Court yesterday or 2 days ago, the questions kind of came to, is this more like U.S. Steel? Do we have to break this up, or is this somebody just kind of griping? Remember, the case got dismissed in the lower level, got appealed to the Supreme Court, and we'll have to see what those
a lot of money behind this. A lot of money. I mean,
billions. Yeah.
And I find that we, when we go through these cycles, we go through the cycles of where we break up and we get rid of regulations, then we regulate the hell out of stuff, and then we do it again. And it all seems like, part of the process here in this experiment of ours.
But by degrees. We're getting more acceptable to my monopolies by degrees.
Right.
So that
you got to be careful.
So, all
well,
right,
it's funny. Looking at Amazon, right? We think Amazon must complete. They only have 4% of all sales, which is a lot, but they have 44% of online sales. I would have thought they'd be in the 90s because the boxes that show up at my house, it feels like I'm directly connected with Amazon here. But again, they're under 50%. But they start getting to 50 or 60 or 70%, we're going to start hearing the same arguments.
Hey, let's be honest, Paul. How many Amazon deliveries do you get a week? I got a buddy who gets 7, one a day at least.
I would. Well, this time of the year, Christmas probably increased, but no, they're here at least 3 days a week. And now there's some guy with just like a truck. He kind of pulls up, and he not even from like a carrier. He just comes. He brings 2 or 3, and we're pretty heavy online buyers.
If I don't order something from Amazon, and I start to feel lonely and unwanted. So I did. It's nice to build up that. When you're having a rough day, to go to your front door and see something that you bought yourself.
Surprise! Yeah.
Paul, we appreciate the time this morning. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, Paul.
Take care, brother.
All right. All right, guys.
1-800
Talk soon.
Law 1010. 1-800 Law 1010.com. Paul Harding, Martin Harding, Mazzotti.
Quinn and Cantera.